Mangwalawa. Sia, Sava, Sia. Navakalus Navaka. Hotep. Peace, brothers and sisters. Kings and queens, gods and goddesses. Our swords, our sets. Dogs, cats. Or whatever y'all want to call yourselves, brothers and sisters. Make sure y'all know who y'all selves is. And be that. I love y'all brothers and sisters out there. Now, the topic of the moment is thought and thought. Shh. Pay attention. Now, we're going to talk in circles for a minute with words as a form of mental calisthenics. Even if one has to close their eyes to heed, then do such. Have patience as we ride the slow roller coaster, scraping the ocean floor into the octa. Listen. The brain, though a conduit for the great works of the thought, emerging from the great mind, is one of the master multitaskers of the body. It handles your everyday abilities by way of transferring the proper stimulants to have physical movement, like standing up, laying down, sitting down, standing back up, reaching for objects, walking around, running your mouth. This brain, it is the orchestrator of our senses via the mind, via thought. This brain, it plays the important role of sponging in information, giving us the ability to examine knowledge, make certain levels of intelligent decisions, seeing, touching, hearing, smelling, tasting, desiring, to think, to experience, be able to reason, feel, emotion, or energy in motion. This brain, it orchestrates body temperature, blood pressure, the heart rate, the breath, and more. This brain, it is even capable of dealing with and making do out of unusual and odd situations that it has never encountered before. Being able to loosen knots and solve problems that it has never solved before, like adjusting to oncoming grounds, like the brain has its own adjustment valve, or the brain has a brain. Again, the brain is the physical conduit for thought. emerging from the womb or the soul pool of the great mind. And anyone with at least an iota or innate sense would, without a shadow of a doubt, know that we are more than what we have been told. Our minds go beyond what has been explained. Lest we read between the lines, being able to see between the leaves, the trees, and the vines, is only to arrive at the same thought that our minds go far, far beyond the dimensional level of the physical brain, which lies dormant within the physical body. And saying this is to say that we are thought. Or are we? Before the arriving and the coming about of the physical self, thought was there. Awareness. Their thought was the perception before the conception, the intelligence that brought relevance and irrelevance. We all should know that the word man, through the I, and I, shall lead you to the word man, plural, like men. Mental, to think, which is cognate to mind, which is the womb for thought, which is to think, which is mental, which is man, which is plural for man, which means mind, which translates through top and bottom, or left brain, right brain, or male and female thought waves of the hemisphere of the mind, like logic and emotion, which deals with the rule of mental balance. See, due to contaminated schooling and contaminated education and virus-like encrypted programs, each of our motherboards was compromised and rewired the minute we came out of the dark womb, or likely during conception, or even before that, causing the majority of us on the planet to think predominantly logical or predominantly emotional, unaware that the harmony and the combining of these two in a balance equally creates the complete mind, or the supreme realm of thought. Thought shapes the grade of our DNA. So if one is in the supreme realm of thought, then the DNA shall shapeshift and mutate supreme as well, via thought, born from the womb of the non-physical mind, making thought a seed, i.e. child, birthed by the mind, which makes thought a reflection from and of the mind, enabling thought to possess by birthright and occupation the ability at times to even persuade the parent mind, as the parent mind is actually one with this child thought. Similar to me and or she being one with our child, who will at times try to persuade us. Get ready for part 2, brothers and sisters.